What is going on, guys? Matt O'Leary here with another video, and today what I want to do is go over a projected 53-man roster. So funny story with this video. I was planning it this morning, and right after I was finished planning, I'm like, all right, I'm going to go to the gym. And then I went to the gym, and usually I ride the bike first, and I like to watch a YouTube video. And when you know it, friend of the program, Buffalo Jet fan, puts out a video earlier this morning where he is predicting the New York Jets 53-man roster. So I said, damn it, Buffalo Jet beat me to the punch. I even told him that. But I love Buffalo Jet fan. I did watch the video. Please support his video as well. Obviously, duh. Support him, subscribe, give it a like, thumbs up. But I was working on this, and I did want to put it out today. So I am going to put it out, but no, I am not ripping off Buffalo Jet fans. Sometimes these things just happen, and it's okay because our video's different a little bit. They're a little different. Our rosters end up slightly different here. So let's go through 53 guys on the team. It's very challenging to do. I want to hear your 53-man roster predictions as well down below in the comment section. Let's get it started with the quarterbacks. The New York Jets will not carry 3 quarterbacks. They will carry 2 quarterbacks. Aaron Rodgers will start. Zach Wilson will back up Aaron Rodgers. I do not foresee Tim Boyle, Chris Streveler, or Long Island legend Jack Cohn beating any of those guys out. So I do think it ends up being Rodgers and Wilson. Is it a little bit risky to have Zach as your backup quarterback? Yes. Is he a better option than Tim Boyle? Probably. I would say probably yes. So I do think it ends up being Zach Wilson as the backup quarterback. The running back room, the Jets will carry 4 running backs. Now you can put it in whatever order that you want to put these guys in, so don't necessarily take this as this is what it's going to end up being, RB1 through 4, but the 4 running backs that the Jets will carry will be Hall, Carter, Abanikanda, and Knight. I think obviously Breece Hall is going to be healthy by the start of the year, and he should be good to go. Carter, I think he's going to be here. Abanikanda, same thing. I think he's going to have a role. And Zonovan Knight, I like that UDFA find last year. The Jets have 4 capable running backs. They'll mix them around. And I don't think there's any world where you have to rush Breece Hall back and get him on the football field. Wide receiver rooms. The Jets will keep 6 wide receivers. My prediction is that it will be Garrett Wilson, Corey Davis, Alan Lazard, Mecole Hardman, Randall Cobb, and Jason Brownlee, which means notable cut / potential trade. Moral of the story, not on the roster, Denzel Mims. Gasp. I am sorry, Jets forever. I'm sorry, Green Bean. I'm sorry to the Denzel Mims believers. Could he be on the roster? Yeah, it's a way too early roster prediction for a reason. Is it interesting that they gave Brownlee a ton of guaranteed money for a UDFA? Sometimes there's meaning there. They are similar. They are both bigger wide receivers, and maybe this staff actually doesn't like Denzel. It was rumors that the Jets' new staff, Nathaniel Hackett in the offensive room, not really too big on Denzel Mims. I would love for him to prove us all wrong and prove why he was a second-round pick and why originally back in, when was he drafted? 2020, I thought he could be a late first-round pick. It hasn't worked out for him so far. Hope he proves me wrong, but right now I have Denzel Mims off the roster. The tight end room will be Uzama, Conklin, Ruckert, and Zach Kuntz. Yes, I think Kuntz has to make this roster. The reason because if you try to put him on the practice squad, someone is going to claim him. There are a lot of really bad rosters in the NFL. Someone will try to put in a claim and try to get their guy and put him on an active roster. I think you lose him. So instead, notable cut, Kenny Yeboah. And hopefully Kenny Yeboah would then go to the practice squad at that point, but he could get claimed. Once again, I'd like to apologize to friend of the show, Green Bean, as Kenny Yeboah is a Green Bean fan favorite. But I do think Uzama, Conklin, Ruckert, and now Kuntz, who the Jets added in the 7th round this past year, will be the tight end room. Okay, so the offensive line is a challenge because they have a ton of bodies right now. I think they end up keeping 9 offensive linemen, which is a pretty big number. But those 9 that I'm predicting will be Daniel Brown, Mekhi Becton, AVT, Tippmann, Tomlinson, Mitchell, Turner, McGovern, and Warren. They obviously spent draft picks the last couple of years on Mitchell and Warren. Turner is someone who has guard and tackle flexibility, which is why I think you want to keep him around. Obviously, McGovern has played center and guard, So, yes, I understand they added Wes Schweitzer to the mix here, and maybe he makes the roster. Again, there are a ton of bodies at the offensive line position, so it's going to be hard. And if you're going to carry 10, then another spot's going to be lacking, and I think the Jets are going to carry a ton of defensive linemen. The offensive and defensive lines, I think, were the hardest for me, spinning this one out. So he would be, I guess, the surprise cut that you hope to get on the practice squad. For the defense, I have the Jets carrying 11 defensive linemen. Yeah, that is a lot of defensive linemen, but we'll run through them. JFM, Jefferson, Williams, Lawson, McDonald, Johnson, Huff, Woods, Clemens, Thomas, Smart. Those are your 11 defensive linemen. Bradley and I don't think makes the roster. UDFA, Deslin Alexander, I don't think makes the roster. Isaiah Mack also I don't think makes the roster. There will be a competition. They are very, very, very deep at that position, but it's going to be a challenge. I would imagine that those guys are left off, but again, carrying 11 freaking defensive linemen is a ton, but I think a necessity with how they run this defensive line rotation. For the linebacking room, I have the Jets as of right now, unless, who knows, maybe they do end up signing Quan Alexander, then this would obviously be changed. But as of now, I have the Jets linebackers as Mosley, Williams, Sherwood, and Barnes. That means no Hamza Nasruddin. They used a 5th-round pick on Barnes. Could they try to stash him on the practice squad and then maybe try to put Hamza in that 4th spot? Yeah, maybe that's what they end up doing, but just feels like they haven't really been able to get in all that much out of Hamza Nasruddin. Jamie Sherwood, I thought, looked okay filling in a pinch last year. And Barnes, I think they like his special teams value, so I think he finds himself on the roster here. Cornerback room, the Jets will carry 6 corners: Sauce, Reed, Carter, Eccles, Hardy, and Hall. I think maybe small chance that Hall isn't on the roster, but as of now, I do think he ends up being on the roster. And last but certainly not least, the safety. Actually, that's not true. There's special teams after that. Safety position, I think it ends up being they will carry 4 safeties, and it will be Chuck Clark, Jordan Whitehead, Tony Adams, and Bernard Converse, who you just drafted this past year, who is someone who's played a lot of corner, a lot of slot, and has also played safety, but is more than likely transitioning to safety at the next level, which means notable cuts: Ashton Davis and Will Parks. Ashton Davis was a special teamer pretty much exclusively last year. He did have that one random game-sealing interception against the Browns, which was awesome. Will Parks kind of bounced around between the active roster and the practice squad. I think Will Parks is probably a candidate to hit the practice squad. Ashton Davis, I just think, is someone who's going to end up getting cut and probably signed somewhere else. And then special teams: Hennessy, long snapper; Greg Zerloin, kicker; and Morstead as your punter. Those are the 53. Let me know, how'd I do? Sound off below in the comments. Give me your 53-man roster. Who did I leave off? Who should I have added? Let me know. Sound off. I'm Matt. I'll catch you next time.